Hello and welcome to this new lesson in which we are going to start writing our code. The code that we are going to write in this lesson will help send an email via SMTP server with HTML or text or any other thing that you want to send. Now, for the sake of testing, we are only sending an email once when the ESP32 board boots, and we can change this later depending on our project or on our specific properties or what we want. Now you should be able to create the code easily. I will go with you in a step-by-step manner, and we will start by creating a new Arduino project. Then let's save this project to make sure that we save our work. Let's call it code. Now, the first thing that we need to do is include some libraries. So we will start with hashtag include. Then we can add the library name, which is ESP32 underscore mail client.hex, which is basically the library that we did add using the manage libraries. We did that in a previous lesson, the mail client library. Now we need to insert our network credentials. So let's add two variables. The first one is a constant character for the network credential SSID, and my network name is Ashraf TV. And we also need to enter the password, so we'll have to write constant character password, and we'll have to enter our password. I don't really remember my password, but I will. Okay, I will use this one. Now we need to enter our email settings. So you need to enter the email sender account and the password for the email sender account. So you need to define new variables. So let's write define email sender account, and we already know that our email is eduangteam@gmail.com. Now we also have to define the password. So email sender password. We need to enter the password here. I won't write it. I will write it when we are testing. Now you want to enter, or you must enter, the receipt email account, or the one who will receive the email account from your ESP board. This is the email that will receive the emails sent by our ESP. To do that, write define and then write email recipient, then write the email. I will send the emails to my eduangteam@gmail.com, which is our official email. Okay, now you need to enter your SMTP settings, and we did explain in the previous lesson that SMTP server settings for Gmail, Outlook, and Hotmail accounts, they are constant values provided by each of these companies. So you just need to copy and paste the values, and since we are using Gmail, it will be easy. Now let's start by adding the SMTP server. So write define, then SMTP server, and write smtp.gmail.com. Next, we need to assign the port for this SMTP server. So write define SMTP server port, and then write the number 465. Now we need to write the email subject, so we can also use define email subject, and we can write ESP32 testing email. Now that we have done all of this, we need to create an SMTP data object, and we can call it SMTP data, that contains the data to send via email and all other configurations. So simply write SMTP data and name it SMTP data. That's it. Now inside your setup, this is it for the configuration before the setup function. Now inside the setup, we need to start the Wi-Fi connection using wifi.begin, and we need to pass the SSID for the network and the password to make sure that it will connect to our local Wi-Fi network. Now we will use an while, not if statement, a while, to make sure that we give ESP board enough time to connect. So inside this, we are going to use the status method status. If it's not equal wireless connected, then it means that Wi-Fi is not connected yet, and in that case, for debugging, we can print something. We can print a dot or a star. Then you need to add some delay to give it enough time to connect. Now if it's not connected, it will keep printing stars until it connects. Maybe your Wi-Fi is offline, or your username, SSID or password are wrong. Now after that, after we finish checking and making sure that we are connecting to our Wi-Fi network, inside the setup, we need to set our SMTP data object details. So you must write SMTP data dot set login. We need to set the login information that we already defined here. So we will start with the first one, which is SMTP server. In that case, it's Google server, and we need the server port, SMTP server port, and we need the email sender account, and we need the email sender password. So we need to pass all of these 4 values to the SMTP data object. After that, we need to set the sender name and sender email. So we can use SMTP data dot set sender function, and we'll take ESP32, whatever we want to name it, sender. Then we can write the email sender account. Now we need to set the email priority, and we have it high, low or medium. It's something you can ignore, but I prefer adding high priority to make sure that it will send it as a high priority email. Now you can enter high, low, medium, or you can use numbers. Okay. After doing that, we can set the email subject. So write SMTP data dot set subject, the subject for our email, and we will use the one that we already defined, email subject. We already defined this here, email subject, so we are using these variables. Now we need to set the message itself, so we need to use smtp data dot set message, and inside we can write plain text like hello world. This is ESP email testing to send raw data, and you need to add false here, or you can send HTML data, and we are going to explain this in the next lesson. But that's it for this lesson. Let's summarize. We included the ESP mail client library, the Wi-Fi network name and password, the sender account email, the sender password, the received account, the one who received the message, the SMTP server information and port, and the email subject. After that, we started the Wi-Fi connection process, and we waited until Wi-Fi is connected. We can add a line here. We can say serial.print Wi-Fi is connected. Then we passed the SMTP server details to this data object that we already defined here, SMTP data. We did set the login information, the sender email, the priority of this email, the email subject, and the message in plain text. That's it for this lesson. See you next lesson, in which we are going to continue writing our very first code for email alerts using ESP board. Thanks for watching. This is Ashraf from Educational Engineering Team.